Well, hello and welcome. My name is Nick Brabender, and I'm going to be talking to you today about conation. The first question is, what is conation? Well, originally ancient philosophers theorized that there were three aspects of the mind. These three aspects consisted of cognitive, affective, and conative. Now, the conative refers to those things that an individual knows or things that they will actually think. It refers to their knowledge, their experience, or their education. While affective refers to those things an individual feels or values. It's their emotions, it's their desires that they possess. Conative aspect, on the other hand, is probably one of the least understood, but maybe one of the most important. It refers to those things that an individual will actually do when striving for something. It's their instincts, it's their drive that determines what they're actually going to do, not what they may think that they're going to do or what they feel they should do, but what they're actually going to do in a situation. Now, these conative instincts, unfortunately, are not measurable. However, the observable acts derived from them can be identified and quantified by something known as the Kolbe-8 index. Now, the Kolbe-8 index was developed by Kathy Kolbe. It is about a 20-minute test of an individual's conative strengths, and it takes these results and turns them into Kolbe action modes. Now, these action modes have four different modes, and each one is ranked 1 to 10, depending on an individual's answers to the questions. And I also want to point out that these 1 to 10 scores are not necessarily weaknesses. It's everybody's individual strengths, so a 1 doesn't signify a weakness, and a 10 doesn't necessarily signify that they're high. There's a strength. These are all strengths to one particular individual, and the numbers just kind of correspond where they fall in these modes. Now, the lower end of the spectrum refers to resistant. The middle end is accommodative, while the high end of the spectrum is insistent. So the action modes that are involved are fact finder, follow through, quick start, and implementer. Now you can see here, this is my personal action modes. You can see that I am a insistent fact finder, insistent follow through, resistant quick start, and accommodative implementer. And what now we're going to do is we're going to go through a little bit more in depth of each category, and we'll start off with the fact finder category. So a fact finder is basically how someone deals with gathering information. It describes what they're going to do and how they're going to get the information they need to do something. On the low end side of the spectrum, they're going to look for a simple overview. They're going to generalize and just get the basic overview. They may jump to conclusions on certain things, make some assumptions in the beginning. While on the high end of the spectrum, they're going to get as many specifics as possible. They're going to be precise. They're going to seek details, and they're going to look for correcting any errors in their data that they have to make sure they have everything that they need to move forward. The second category is follow-through, and follow-through is consisting of organizing, storing, and sorting information. Now, for the low side, this varies from low side to high side, being anywhere from chaotic to highly organized. The low end is highly adaptive. They have a great ability to multitask. They start a project they can start a project without listing essentials, and they're open to changing plans halfway through a project. While the high end, they design systems to organize everything. They coordinate and integrate activities, categorize and rank ordered items, and getting closure on tasks before moving on. The quick start mode deals with risk and unknowns. On the low side, they're looking for something stable. They want to manage as many risks as possible, manage risks so they have as few risks as possible. They're going to be someone that sticks with what already works, avoid chaos. They're going to remove any unknowns that they possibly can, and reduce any chance of making mistakes. On the high side of the spectrum, these individuals are going to be very innovative and improvising. They're going to be willing to take a risk without knowing the outcome. They're going to experiment to see what happens, and they're going to act on short deadlines and like surprises and changes that may occur in the process. And finally, we have our implementer category. Our implementers deal with the instinct to handle things literally. The on the low end, they're going to be people that imagine results. They can see them in their head, while on the high side, it's someone it's very concrete. They actually want to touch it, interact it. They're going to want to construct tangible solutions or build models um, to kind of explain the results. Where I kind of lie in here is in being accommodative. I'm looking for something to keep things working as they should, and protecting what is already built. And if it's working, why change it? So, those are the kind of aspects for the accommodative side. Now, the final question is, why is conation important? Um, there's a couple different reasons why this is important. The first is being it's easy to determine how someone will act in a specific situation. Knowing their strengths and their conative strengths, you can anticipate, how someone will act under pressure or act when making a decision or how they're going to go about solving a problem. Um, they understand personal strengths and situations that you may excel in. If you're looking, you can know your strengths and weaknesses, so you can put yourself in a situation to be successful, and know what you need to do to work your way through a problem or so forth. And another way that why these are important, it's very important in group dynamics. Each individual has different strengths and weaknesses when it comes to conation, and getting them involved with one another puts a lot of different um, a lot of different profiles together. In a case where you have a lot of contrasting profiles, a group's going to have a lot of conflict. There's going to be a lot of headbutting. There's going to be a lot of work that is not getting done. More like the tires just spinning without without going anywhere. But on the other hand, you can get a group of profiles that work very well together and complement one another, and this is known as synergy. And this kind of groups are very, very productive. They can jump right in together and be very efficient in getting things done. So I hope you enjoyed the presentation on conation, and thank you very much.